Lewis, you're the powerful inventor of the Alpha Omega Eighth Wonder art form, medium, and technique that bridges fine art and manufacturing. The TV stations treat you like Cecil B. DeMille, and you're applying for the 40,000 Radical Imagination Racial Justice Grant for a studio space to create your architectural art. Tell us about yourself and your creative practice.
My name is Lewis Brown, and I invented a new life art form called nature stone sculpture art painting, done on plywood with plaster, with nature stone art gravity. The gravities, gravels, stone gravels. It's something the world never seen before.
It's architectural art. You're cited in National Register's Who's Who 2002 as the inventor of architectural art.
Yeah, this is one of the business I did of it right here. It took me 2.5 years to do something like this.
And if you could get studio space, how would you be able to work with the community?
It's really hard it depends on, on the space I get if the people really, appreciate something good like this and really get into it and they really like it. And if the space is really good and more people I can get.
What kind of, you could get, do projects and classes, and you could get commissions also, I'm sure, with studio space, with this three-dimensional architectural art exhibited in that space and, with classes.
Because I know maybe a lot of kids would like to get into it, and people would like to get into it, and to doing, like the span and blocks and things like that.
What are those blocks over there?
These blocks are designs. Even blind people can paint these blocks and pans and stuff like that. Things like that. They can do it and stuff like that. And it lifts them up and makes them happy and everything.
And you have quite an imagination. You do genius level work, and you use your imagination to create these beautiful artworks with figures.
Yeah. See,
and landscapes and
yeah.
and
See, if I just had the space.
Abstract.
Yeah. If I had the money for the space and things like that, get the people into it, things would be nice. I can help a whole lot of communities.
And you were noticeably gifted in art from the time you were 7 years old. And could you describe this art form, medium, and technique, how you do it after you do your imagination decides on, what forms and figures will be in your drawing, how the technique that you use?
I just sketch it out on wood, on any kind of wood, just on a wood board. I sketch it out on a wood board, and then I use some plaster, fill it up with plaster, and put gravel stones on it. things like that. But you know, and let the plastic get hard and everything. You know, they call it casting and everything.
And then you have to paint it.
And then that painted lasts with acrylic watercolors.
Okay, the second question is, what is your idea for achieving radical imagination, racial justice in Boston? This art is on a higher level, and it came to you through prayer. So we know it's on a higher level, and it's beyond any conceptions about color or or culture. You yourself are a Cherokee Indian, and your father was West Indian. It's very multicultural art. People see it as looking like African art, Japanese art, and also American folk art, and probably numerous other types of art. So tell us about how this art came into existence from when you thought you wanted to be a boxer.
See, but I was an artist before I was a boxer. I've been doing art when I was 7 years old. See, it's a difference between somebody was doing drawing before they became a boxer. I was boxing when I turned 20 in my age 20.
And you had one match at Boston Arena.
Yeah, but I give up boxing because I didn't want to hurt anybody.
And that led you to a prayer path for this artwork.
No, boxing did not lead me to no prayer path. I just give up boxing. I just prayed to God for something different in art. That's all I did. I just prayed to God for a different life form with art. And that's the difference.
So where did your prayer path lead you?
See, all that art to God, I just wanted something different in art. See, because I know millions of people in this world was doing the average art every day, and they're still doing the average art today. Right now, they're doing the average art. Zillions of people doing the average art. But a special kind of art they never did in the world. I pray for that. And that's what people don't know about art like this.
But you were thinking about the pyramids for a while, weren't you, when you were on your prayer path?
No, I was just thinking about art, something different. That's why I prayed to God for something different. And he took me back to those days.
He took you back to the pyramids.
Yeah, but see, that's why people don't understand how it's just like nature out there.
And you were thinking about scripture too?
I mean, it's just like this one picture. They said one picture speaks 1,000 words. But if they look at this one picture, there's a whole lot of things in this one picture. This one woman coming out of this picture holding the baby, but some people can see the woman, some cannot. I don't understand that. They're all birds in this one picture. But there's more to this life in this one picture. And some can see it, and some cannot. This one picture it has a spirit in it. And some people can see the spirit and some cannot. That's why it's hard to explain to the world. It's more to like, this picture is just like the Bible. This one picture. It's just like the Holy Bible.
Well, it has a tremendous amount of energy to it, and that's what you were looking to create as a little boy, noticeably gifted in drawing from the time you were 7. You were very bored by everything you saw, and you were looking to create this art that has power, energy, and life not previously in existence. It's very exciting. It has a tremendous amount of energy, and people want to feel and touch it, and it's even therapeutic and healing that you found. It gives people energy. It's great to be around,
Yes.
and it's very
I mean, that's why words cannot explain something. It's on a higher level because it's something unbelievable. There's something unbelievable in this world. You can't how to explain it to the world because it's on a higher level.
and even the blind have we've made documentaries of the blind painting this artwork. They work with it in a rhythmical, tactile, sensory manner, and it brings people together. They're so excited about it. They have a wonderful time when they're painting it and working with it and making beautiful art creations. It's just all about fun and feeling great, and getting into something so interesting as architectural art rather than two-dimensional canvas on paper.
Yeah.
So what communities would you work with if you got the $40,000 grant in Boston? Which ones would you engage and collaborate with?
It could be downtown. It could be, in Roxbury. It could be West Roxbury.
And how would you be able to work with them? You've had classes yourself. You had a home gallery in Southeastern, and how did you work with children and other people in classes?
I mean, I just have them, doing a lot of painting on certain things. They could paint. I mean, they could paint pens, blocks, or whatever.
Yeah, they love painting them, don't they?
Yeah.
They know right how to, get into the spaces and the ridges, and they just, they're so stimulated and make such beautiful creations. You've had children painting them at Fuller Museum in Brockton in the studios, and at D.W. Field. We made some documentaries over there. They made some beautiful creations and held them up for the camera, and also at the home gallery in Southeastern. So that's a classroom that's a possibility to paint vans and blocks, and you also make lamps and have vases and other products. And you'd have some originals on display in the studio, and be able to be open to work and be commissioned for projects and other commissions.
Sometimes I can do block projects on walls if I can get wall projects done up with blocks.
So how do you, the fourth question is, how do you envision your well-being, and how would you use the grant um, to promote your sense of health and well-being? How how do you envision the grant helping your health and your well-being? Your health is. How do you describe your health? How do you? Your health is pretty good.
Yeah, and my health is all right. Pretty good.
Yeah. So you're fully functioning, and you've had some falls and head injuries, but you made a good recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fortunate that you with very good care,
Yeah.
medical care and attention, you got you made a very good recovery. So having the grant would allow you to be doing what you were meant to do, to create art and work with the community, and
Yeah. Yeah. I mean.
and to sell your art also, which is important to the artist to be able to
Yeah.
to sell his art also.
Yeah. See, as long as I can help people, can get people more uplifted out of this art, especially the blind people.
So you're holding a poster there, a two-dimensional poster, which is well, it's interesting. The three-dimensional art can be reproduced either three-dimensionally by mold-making process and casting, or two-dimensionally by taking a photo of the 3D and reproducing it that way. So 3D doesn't take over or put two-dimensional art at risk at all. It creates more of it, as a matter of fact. So can you tell them a little bit about one of your pictorial pieces? This one here is in the front on the left is called Mother Pearl.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to auction some of these artworks.
Yeah. This one, Mother Pearl of Oriental woman, looks almost like Michael Jackson. And then way, this one right here on my right hand. But if you on towards your left.
Yeah, a lot of people think that it looks like Michael Jackson, and it's probably from Lewis's unconscious mind that, it may be Michael Jackson rather than an Oriental nature woman. And this one is called Heart of the Drum, which you're a drummer, you're a musician, as well as a visual artist.
Art inventor.
And you work with lots of musicians and have lots of people to collaborate with that also work in the community. So the way that you've always worked with the community is through exhibits and filming and in radio. The themes of your artwork are spirituality, revelation, and creation, and You've worked with Roxbury Community College. You have a piece that you donated there.
Yeah, at Roxbury Community College.
Yeah, you worked a lot with Roxbury. You worked a lot with Roxbury Community College, and we submitted a video in the application. We have a video there, part of one that we did at Roxbury Community College, as well as one that we did at the Ames Library in Easton. So can you tell us a little bit about working with the community, Roxbury Community College, on that video?
Yeah, because I donated that piece at Roxbury Community College in 1990, and it's still at Roxbury College today, called Birds Paradise 1. And it's called the Mother piece. It's different from this one. They almost look alike, but it doesn't have the Madonna in it.
And we work with Liz Clark and the Department of Education to interest the students in working in that video. And who were the students that that volunteered to work in the video? International students, right?
I guess it was. It's been quite a while. I mean, this was, let's see.
Oh, that was 1997, yeah. But we had a lot of international students who were student officers also. Chesterfield, the student president,
Yeah.
he was from the Caribbean, and Antoine was the vice president. He was from the Caribbean also. Abdi was from Africa,
Yeah.
and Mike Theory, artist in residence, and Sean and Newell. And we made a tremendous video. They were so excited about the art, and Newell saw that, commented that it only from God could such a gift come. And they spoke about all parts, the art form, medium, and technique, and your perspective on, whether you were standing back or you felt like you were in the picture. And we did all kinds of camera work to try to capture the 3D sculptured element of the paintings. We put the cameras on right on top of the artwork, and this art has been advancing the arts and sciences. They've been trying to be able to, get the cameras to capture the 3D aspect in a great way. So do you want to say anything else about your artworks? Which you have some.
Yeah. See, all they have to do is go to Roxbury College and see the original Birds Paradise 1 at Roxbury College.
And we like working with the colleges and the museums. They have lots of opportunities to work with them on different projects. You also had an exhibit, a great 2-month exhibit at Dr. Solomon Carter, full of mental health, and Dr. Wilkinson spoke. He invited you and your sister, the co-creator of this art, to bring new pieces anytime to exhibit. And the Brockton Museum was great to work with. Lucia at the library came to our home gallery in Easton and transported the artwork over there for a 1-month exhibit. And Mayor Units came to our reception. He graciously, came and participated and spoke with Lewis on camera. and we've had tremendous support from the politicians, which we're very grateful from. Bonnie Frank and Joanna Sprague came to the bicentennial in Easton. They had a member of the Republican Party. The Republican committee picked us up and drove us to Borderland for that celebration in 1998, and
in Boston City Hall.
yeah, well, in Easton they put us under the canopy and had a brass band and put up a wood hot air balloon. And tell us about the exhibit at Boston City Hall.
Yeah, I had a one-man show at the Boston City Hall in 1994, and in the Boston City Hall really liked this art. And they had this piece right here at the Boston City Hall, and some of the other pieces I had there. I had a one-man exhibit in 1994.
And Bruce Rossley, the art commissioner, wrote you a nice letter of recommendation on that one. And
that's when I met you at the Boston City Hall.
right, I met Lewis at his exhibit there on St. Patty's Day in 1994. And we also got into education because BNN TV invited us to take a 12-week certificate program in portable television production, because inventions, it's necessary to educate the public about something they haven't seen before and don't know anything about. So we got into education by becoming television producers and radio producers, and we produced shows for 10 years at Comcast in Easton and Cameo Entertainment in Quincy. We did radio stations there. We had Dr. Freddie Gabriel Bishop as a sponsor for a while, and so we promoted the Social Security Ticket to Work program. We gave them some advertising spots when he was our sponsor.